share our appreciation for the journey that we have shared, many of us for the entire decade of this amazing run of the Sales Authenticity and Success Mastermind. And while the business isn't closing, we are definitely pausing on doing events, and this mastermind in a few moments will be seeing its completion with, as I said earlier, 1,000 graduates having gone through. And if you just take a minute and think of the lives that each of those graduates have touched, it's freaking amazing. It's gotta be millions of people. And the things that we've each done, adding philanthropy to our events and our businesses, the people we've helped, the people we've inspired, the people we've let go of because we needed to grow, the people we've met because we did that. And then I think the most magical thing is there's just, for every single one of us, there's a reason we got into this. There's like what you came for, and then there's what you got. And, so many times what we've each gotten is so much bigger, different, more amazing, more divine than anything we could have imagined. And we're all still in the middle of our story, right? We're here, so we're in the middle of our story. We're going to pause on the dish doing for just a few minutes. And I wanted to give my team each a chance to share a little bit as we wrap up this chapter and this decade. And we have some gifts that we want to give to you as well as we go off into each of our Meant for More chapter, which is the next chapter for all of us in different ways. So I'm going to start with Andrea J. Lee, who was the one smart person that wore a long sleeve dress tonight. We got to spend some time at the Dry Bar earlier today, which was like a perfect girly transition into our next layer of friendship. And I'm going to give you the mic, and I always love everything you have to say, so take it away.
Thank you. The thing that occurs to me the most in this moment is how powerful every single one of us is, and how much power, not unlike a battery, each and every one of us is. Every single Sassy, every single team member, every single support person, every single spouse, there's so much power in each one of us. And that's not ending. Just because something is completing doesn't mean that there's not a new surge of energy. And so if we think of us as each of us like batteries in a giant world of energy, what are we going to do next? It's not just a question mark. It's not just a I don't know yet or I know exactly. It's a powerful movement that's new. And we are all part of it. We will never not be a part of it. So I want to thank, of course, the people who were my colleagues, the mastermind that I was in as a participant from the very beginning. I was one of the first diamonds to sign up, and then so lucky, really blessed to be part of leadership and to contribute to this incredible creation. I would like to thank each of you for continuing to dare to be as wholly you as you possibly can be. So thank you, and cheers to you.
I also want to give a round of congratulations to Andrea J. Lee, because 2 years ago she gently told us with her loving, gentle kick from the Hello Kitty slippers that she would be stepping back from the business, only really doing just the coaching for the Platinum Elite and a few calls a month, because she was going to do her master's. It was just kind of an idea at the time. Felt like it came out of nowhere. And as of right now, she's completed all of the courses for her 2-year master's. Going into the final year project. So pretty amazing, and you want to continue to follow her and the work that she's doing on, what's the best way to say it? Curbing, I want to give it the right words. What's the TED Talk? What would we call the TED Talk? With the ladies thing.
Yes, ladies, we can stop being abusive.
Yes, ladies, we can stop being abusive. Pretty amazing work. Yeah, I think the other title we came up with today at the hair salon was, do I have to get run through the prison system to get help with my personal abusiveness? Because that's kind of how it's set up now. So anyway, she's
at the Dry Bar helping to name things.
Yeah, and drinking champagne.
Yeah.
All right, we've never stopped. We're like batteries, just what you said. Thank you for your partnership in this whole beautiful adventure. Yeah. All All right, next up, co-leading with me from the very beginning. We literally sat in the Elephant Bar up in Orange County one day and named this thing and birthed this thing. And it all started from an email she sent me saying, I did a course with you, I'd like to work with you privately, and then was just very direct about, I really want to work with you, these are the things I want to do, these are the things I don't want to do. And I found that letter, that 11-year-old letter, a few weeks ago, and it was like really an example of what happens when you're clear on your unique abilities and you go out there and you put it out into the world and you trust. And so thank you for your partnership, Lisa Cherney. And thank you. That young woman, 10 years younger than me, that emailed Lisa Sasevich was terrified of putting herself out there in that way. But I could remember being in the shower in my old condo and getting this strong intuition, maybe Lisa Sasevich needs a head coach, and wouldn't that be cool? And that was the impetus for me to reach out to her, and I tried to reach out a couple times, but she had this great assistant at the time that was a good gatekeeper. But then I somehow slipped through and got her on the phone, and she was like, yeah, let's talk about it. And she had just joined Ali's mastermind and was really on her growth trajectory. What I really want to drop into with you is this notion of how we see ourselves. And I was driving here and I was really marveling at where we're landing after 10 years, that I feel like Lisa is my unabashed equal and colleague, and that we complement each other so beautifully, and the same with Andrea Lee. And we both started out as clients. And when I think about the evolution that had to happen, there was so much of it, if not all of it, an inside job. And how I was willing to see myself differently. And some of you know that my path was that I had like a sabbatical that I left for 2 years. And when I left, I knew that if I stayed, I knew that I needed to leave to grow. And when I came back, after letting go of my 7-figure business that was starting to not feel fun, when I came back, I remember thinking, shit, I'm taking a step back. Because when I left, it was to grow. And then I realized, no, this is coming back is the next thing I need to do to grow. And I can tell you that these last 5 years, I think it's been, have been this crucible for me of owning who I am, my intuition, my mastery, my Lisa Cherney-ness that I now can really feel as a thing. And you're clapping for me, and I also really would love for you to just take this moment and own and fill in your blank. Your own Patty fucking Alfonso. Right? Maybe put the F word in there. It'll really help this process. Some of my clients now call me Lisa fucking Cherney, and I love it. LFC for short. Are you all picking up what I'm laying down here? Like this. It's easy for you to look at me and say Lisa Cherney and put me on some kind of pedestal or create some separation between you and me. Like have something special that you do not, and that is not true. And it's really up to you to assume that frickin' throne. Yeah. It really is. Am I right? Yeah. Who is it up to? Who is it up to? To assume the throne? You. And I am in awe of this first chapter, we're calling it, right? Our Act 1. I'm in awe of my own personal evolution and recognition of who I am. And this is what I wish for you. This is what I want to leave with you tonight, in this moment, in this day,
after a decade of holding space for people on the path that you're on is for you to give that gift to yourself. For you to really see yourself, know you're worth it, own it, explain it to people, be it, act as if whatever you need to do to embody it, do it. And whatever is in your way, right, that thing that's in your way, that fear that you know well that you have a certain fear or resistance or wound, handle it. And the quicker you handle it, the quicker you're going to get on your path to your mission and helping the people that you're supposed to help.
Yeah.
And that's the space that my next chapter, my next act 2, that is where I'm living, because I feel like it is the most potent contribution that I can make. So for you to leave here tonight and assume your throne would be the best gift that you can give us. Are you willing to do it?
Yes.
Journey, hold on. Hold on. You couldn't make it to the blowout, so we got you something else.
No way! This is mine. Does it stand from all these? Oh my gosh. It says, thank you for taking a stand, Elsie. That is awesome. I'm just going to curl up with it.
I don't need two
You
now.
don't need to. Where's my remote?
You gotta talk to him.
And one last thing I need to do.
Okay.
Welcome to the stage, Lisa Sasevich. One last time.
I couldn't and wouldn't have wanted to do it without you. She brings that depth, right? She brings the connection to remind us what we're doing here. So I so appreciate that. And speaking of not being able to do it without you, I look at Andrea and it's amazing what you can find on Craigslist. Just that moment of time where I need an executive assistant and she said, well, I know I've been in the C-suite, but I just moved to San Diego and I need something. And I scored. And it didn't take long to figure it out. And I'm so excited to see Andrea stepping into her own Meant for More. My doing so has actually caused my whole team to do so. And it's really been an undisclosed benefit that is revealing itself every day. So if it wasn't for you, Andrea, there's so many things I just wouldn't have done because I don't want to do 80% of the things that come with the vision. Yeah. And 20% I want to do. But she loves the other 80%, so it was just freaking divine. So we've been through marriages, divorces, children, grandchildren, like all the life cycles. And I'm excited to see what this next one will hold and what the form it takes. So I want to give you an opportunity to say your part while this is still alive.
Unlike Lisa Turney, I was not afraid when I came to interview because I did not know who Lisa Sasevich was. I spent the first 6 months of my tenure here kind of wondering if this was a real business. And then I went to our first event and I was like, oh, now I get it. This is pure magic. And I wanted to take an opportunity in front of all of these people who mean so much to us, to publicly thank you, because it has been really the biggest honor of my life to be your partner in building this business over the last almost 10 years. And there's so many things I'm proud of, but mostly I just want to thank you because your special gift is showing people they're meant for more.
I really appreciate that. Well, Andrea has said yes and yes and yes so many times in the last 10 years, and an appropriate number of no's as well. Which is the harder part of the job. And it's been amazing to watch you grow. And it started when she was in the office where Brittany now is, then we shoved Lindsay in there too, right? And I was upstairs and somebody else was coming to this room. This was like a revolving door for a long time. We're turning our workhouse into a family home now. thus the remodel and all kinds of great new additions. And but I remember for a long time, Andrea would be in there coveting this beautiful purple heart vase that had been sent, and it always stood up there. We always meant to put flowers or do something in it, but we never had. So today it gets a new life. You are keeping the purple heart of the business. It has to go somewhere. Yeah, I know you're in a new living situation where it's going to need to find a home, but let it remind you, you have been, not only like a partner, a leader, the place where everybody on the team, goes to find nurturing and direction, but really I'd call her the house mom, and I mean that in like the highest sense of the word of all of our best visions of a mom. That, like every best vision of what your mom would bring, bringing out the best in you, seeing the best in you no matter how you're behaving, protecting you, all those things. So please know that the heart of this company is you have held. So thank you. I'm in the phase of learning to do all these things for myself that I usually outsource, even gifts. It's really fun. I'm surprised you. Normally she didn't tell me. It didn't happen. Okay, and then the other humans that I want to acknowledge are you. I was recently writing the acknowledgement to our new book, Meant for More. The subtitle is The Proven Formula of How to Turn Your Knowledge into Profit. And I realized the only reason that I could put the words, the proven formula, are because you proved it. And that's what gives it the merit for Hay House to publish it. It's coming out the day before my birthday, so April 14th. So when tax day is coming, you'll know so is Meant for More. And so we thought about what would be something meaningful that we could give to everyone here tonight that really represents so many of the things about our culture, our language. When we talk about Planet Sassy, what makes a culture a culture? And it's its languaging. So a couple years back, I don't know how many, maybe 6, Summer Deaton, one of our early Sassies, who then was also a coach on our campus for a while, made these beautiful cards. I want to give her credit. That each one, one says Live Sassy. Each one has this beautiful drawing and one of our sayings that you can just pick from your deck. Are you on your dime? You can ask yourself each day, because living sassy card deck. Living sassy. It doesn't say live to sassy. What does it say? Live sassy. So it's something you can check in with yourself every day. Ask yourself, pick a horse and ride it. Or am I all over the place and nobody knows what I do anymore? Oops. Oh, good enough. All right. I've changed the color of my logo 17 times. I'm sticking with it. So listen, act, trust. A lot of us have the listen down, even the act. But the trust, this is the one that I'm really standing in now as I ask myself, am I crazy? And then, trust, you were guided. So, always give immediate value. So everything you've learned from us is a give first model. Your top gives first before offering anything. And it just goes on and on. So be the client you want to. Attract. So, and build a plane as you. Yeah, you guys, this is fun. It's about the destination, not the. And one more. Don't change your act, Eddie Garson. Change your. You got it. So, and a definition of what Live Sassy really means in case you forget. And I would say it's so interesting. These two came up last because I would say these are really part of my direction for my best next move. Is number one, you can't outgive God. So my intention for our upcoming Meant for More release is that it's all generosity. It's leadership through generosity and courage. The same thing that we've been talking about and doing here. in a new expression. And this one is really, I would say, was a turning point for me in my decision to say this decade has served, and I'm going to bless and release to see what opens up next. What is there space for? And this one says invite pursuit.
Yes.
And I think there's just a time, there was 8 years probably, where we just invite pursuit. And then the last couple of years, I felt like we were pursuing. Just the models had changed. The energy of it is not one I want to live in every day. So there is a fair amount of like the energy of pursuit you need to put and bring into making something happen. But I think there's a time, if you've been at it so long and you're fully out of inviting pursuit, where you can pause and ask yourself, is this really the game I want to be playing? Am I still being guided? Do you know? Because I know that when I'm being guided, that it's really more of an invite pursuit kind of feeling. And when I take over, my will takes over, it's easy to get into pursuit. So there's a lot of this shifting in energy that I'm personally taking on, and I know we all roll together in these things. So I'd like to gift you all with a Sassy card deck. Where's my lovely gifters? Here's one basket, and I think there's another one coming around. Do we have one or two? Oh, cool. Thank you, lovely hostesses. And if you guys have your heels on and you want to let the boys do it in their tennis shoes, you can.
I'll do the first ones.
Okay.
Just hand it to me.
Where's Scott? Thank you. Do we have our DJ anywhere nearby? Oh, okay. The big moment's coming, so you might want to get back there. Our pleasure. And I hope you'll really also take my genuine invitation while you're here to just go ahead, fill out the form, put it in the dream box, and register yourself for the January Dream Builders in LA. Otherwise, you're just fly to the East Coast. Or, if the dates don't work, they'll let you transfer, so you lose nothing. It really is a gift, and it really is profound. And you'll love it from the perspective of knowing the model, and even more, you'll love it for the content and what it causes in your life. So please do accept that gift as well. While they're passing those out, let's get a quick photo here. Give you ladies. And Lucas, put our heads toward the top of the screen. Yeah, and instead of in the middle, put our faces toward the top. You can leave it up, just tilt it, yeah. Thanks, ladies. All right, so we also have out on the Opportunity Station, there's some butterfly cards. They were actually left over from a fundraiser we did for Fresh Start that helps children that have deformations. They do surgery on children to have to fix their hair lip or things that would affect them for their life. Well, they gave us these beautiful thank you cards that we never used. And we put them out because if you want to write a note, a love, a thank you, an acknowledgement to anyone on the team, you can write it and put it in the dream box as well. There's pens there and there's the butterfly cards. And you also can use those if you wanted to give those to each other. Just give them to the person tonight because we probably won't be able to manage that afterward, since it's just kind of being Britney after this. So, but feel free to use those for any kind of love or acknowledge you want to spread. So the biggest thing I want to say is just thank you for making my dreams come true. You've heard me say at the end of many of our events and retreats that I would implode without you. And it's really true. And I know you all can really...
Well, did it go out?
Yeah, that's okay. I know... Okay, I'll keep talking until it comes back. I know you all can really relate to the feeling of like you've got that thing inside you and you just have to give or you would implode. And then to have you all go out and so magnificently prove everything you do with so much heart, and you're in process, many of you, and I'm just here to say just keep going. The model works. Like, I'm not completing with this model because it didn't work. I'm able to step out freely because it frickin' worked. Yes. Right? And there are so many elements that are timeless. Like everything around, you know, what you've learned around how to sell and inviting pursuit and who you are and speaking what you do and your UBS, like I will be using all of those tools in whatever I do next. And I'm excited to really not know what that is. I know the book is out, but I'm in it for the game of what I can't even see. Yeah. You know, 10 years ago when I was fired from my dream job and started doing seminars and joining masterminds, like so the phase that a couple of you are in now, I couldn't see this 10 years. And you guys, that started at 40. So it's not too late, and it's, you know, you guys have seen the members of our mastermind starting at 60 and 70. It's not too early, it's not too late. So just keep going, trust it, prove the model. It is a proven formula. Whether you've proved it for yourself yet or not, you're on the continuum, you're on the path for that. But it is proven, and know that you're part of a family that, you know, when you say you're a sassy to one of the 1,000 other people who've been there, you've got friends all over the world. So big time couch surfing. Nicer than couches in most places. So I want to thank you. My heart is so full. I honestly think that I have to turn my knob, you know, like your thermostat. You don't turn the water heater up too much because you'll burn. You just put it right at the right place in your house. Like, I can only let myself feel so much because I would just be a puddle all the time if I really let in how magnificent you are, the work that you're doing, you know, our work, being able to contribute to it, the partnerships we have, the team that we've built, what's happened in the families of all of our lives. So thank you. And now, I declare the Sales Authenticity and Success Mastermind complete.